Hello grade 8s, we're going to look at a few more examples to do with distributing a negative today. So yesterday you had something along these lines, so you know that we are distributing -2. So I take my -2 and I multiply it with -x. So I multiply my signs, negative times a negative is a positive, 2 times x is 2x. Then I take -2 and I multiply it with -5. So negative times a negative is a positive. 2 times 5 is 10. And that's my answer because there are no like terms. Now, what if we took the same example and instead of having a 2 there, we put a 1. So let's put a 1 in there. And we said negative times a negative is a positive. 1 times x is 1x, so I only need to write x, right? Then negative times a negative is a positive, and 1 times 5 is 5. Now I want you to notice something very special in this example. We've still got an x, we've still got a 5 term. The only thing that is different from my brackets to here is the sign has changed. That's changed from negative to a positive, and that's changed from a negative to a positive. So by multiplying by -1, we haven't changed the numbers or the variables. We've only changed the signs. And so mathematicians are very lazy. So instead of putting a -1, we cheat and we just put a negative. And so today I want you to get used to examples that look like this. So we're going to do this as our first example. So negative, open brackets, -x minus 5. And this you need to take down in your books, please. So negative times -x means that negative times a negative is a positive and x stays the same. Negative times -5 will give me negative times a negative is a positive, and 5 will stay the same. And there is our answer. There are no like terms there. Let's look at a second example. So we've got negative on the outside, 4x squared minus xy is our example there. So we see the negative on the outside next to our bracket, which means we've got to multiply the negative with every term inside our brackets. So I take negative and I multiply it with my first term. Now there's no sign there, so we know it's positive. Positive times a negative gives me a negative, and 4x squared stays the same. Then negative times a negative xy. So positive times a negative is a negative times a negative gives me a positive, and xy stays the same. There we go.